your city council meeting, you gave us a staff assignment, and that assignment was city council directed staff to meet with representatives from the city and county of Denver to determine how Lakewood can learn about the migrant crisis and discuss potential opportunities to partner as a good neighbor responding to the increasing migrant population arriving in Denver. This document summarizes information gathered from that meeting. This document that I'm referring to was posted online a week ago, just last Monday. And the meeting itself, we've had one meeting with the staff at Denver, and that meeting was held January 24th. First, we learned a little bit about the status of the situation. And remember, this was as of January 24th, and as you know, the situation is pretty fluid in nature. So at that time, we learned that in the past year, Denver had received over 38,000 plus, so more than 38,000 migrant newcomers, and this is since December of 2022, arriving about 200 arrivals per day. The number of people arriving throughout the year varies significantly month by month. That's what we learned. Denver had spent approximately $46 million on the migrant newcomer shelter and associated support in 2023, securing housing for 4,000 people through 900 leases and providing more than 700,000 meals. Their average cost has been about $4 million per month. Denver indicated at that point that they're anticipating the cost for 2024 will be approximately $180 million. So the plan going forward, I want to tell you what they taught us about the current strategy and the future strategy. They're changing their model. Denver is actually winding down the program related specifically to housing migrant newcomers. This includes the current practice of placing people in shelters, utilizing 7 hotels, 2 congregate facilities, and 1 transitional housing facility. Due to the shift away from placing migrant newcomers in shelters, Lakewood is not being solicited for hotel, motel, or congregate housing support. Denver is initiating it's called a coordinated entry program, which is dispersing migrant groups to willing cities throughout the country and outside of the Denver metro area. Mayor Johnston's administration is actively and personally reaching out to request permission and support to other cities to receive the migrants in those cities across the country. This program is titled Denver's Onward Travel, and it includes the Denver-funded Onward Travel support. Approximately half of the new arrivals deliberately choose to be relocated. To date, Denver has purchased about 19,000 onward transportation tickets for migrants in 2023, exceeding $5 million in cost, which averages about $300 per ticket. Lakewood has no role in this program and has not been requested to participate in the Onward Travel program. The focus is an outreach to cities outside of the Denver metro region. So the next question was what City Council relayed to us to ask Denver, and that is, how can Lakewood be a good neighbor? And the response is 2 separate requests. 2 separate requests were identified from Denver to Lakewood. The first one is Lakewood as a city organization is asked to assist in the communication of resources available to the migrant community. And the second request is Lakewood as a community of residents can volunteer and or donate to Denver's established programs. In fact, Denver is requesting all community members in the whole metro area to consider the options for volunteering and donating to support the migrant community. So again, the first request is this. Denver has requested the City of Lakewood's assistance in referring interested parties to the City and County of Denver website. The way we can do that is by posting a link to their resources on Lakewood's webpage. The second request is Denver invites Lakewood and community members throughout the metro area to participate in volunteer and donation opportunities that can help the migrant newcomers. This is only if you're interested and willing to participate. The opportunities for individuals who would like to help are, here's some sampling. I'll give you some samples. The first one is volunteering to become a host family. In other words, adopting a migrant family in their homes. There's a program available online, again, through the Denver website, outlining specifics, guidelines, etc. Another opportunity is by making financial contributions. People can donate the most needed items, and to date, those are men's clothing, children's clothing, shoes, winter gear, and underwear. People can contribute volunteer hours. The most needed skills are bilingual speaking skills, coordination skills, case management skills, education and training skills, etc. People can donate by supporting to Lakewood's faith-based organizations who currently are providing resources to the newcomer migrant program. And finally, people can donate support to Lakewood nonprofit organizations, of which we have many, who are also impacted by the newcomer migrant population. In summary, Lakewood could be helpful by referring people to the resources identified on the City and County of Denver website. If community members in Lakewood and elsewhere are interested in becoming personally involved, they are encouraged to volunteer through these options that I outlined a moment ago. At this point in time, a potential partnership is limited to the information identified above. I know that might be more or less than you expected, but that's what was relayed to us on January 24th. If City Council determines that conversations with Denver should continue, remember we've had one meeting, it's recommended that City Council invite a representative of Mayor Johnston's administration to come here to a Lakewood City Council meeting to share whatever updated status that there is and to help answer questions from Lakewood's community. If that's something that you want to do, you just need to direct staff and we can do that. So again, this briefing is posted on our website, and at the very end of the briefing is a list of all of those resources. So if anyone wants to get involved, you sure can by checking out the website. With that, Mayor Strom, that concludes my report, and I'll be here for the rest of the evening with you. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Manager Hodgson and staff for that report back. And again, printed copy of that information is available on lakewood.org/migrant-information. So before we move on into the rest of our agenda tonight, we've got a lot of new faces in the room this evening. I wanted to go through a little bit about what to expect and the flow for the night. We've worked hard to shift a few things around on the agenda, as you've already heard one of the examples, and have actually lightened up our agenda this evening to allow for more public comment to hear from all of you. We do have 4 separate times for public comments scattered throughout the agenda, you may have noticed. The first 3 are dedicated to specific agenda items. Once that business is done, we'll open it up to hear public comment on other items. If you want to speak but have not signed up yet, the sheets are in the back of the room. If you've already made comments on Lakewood Speaks, a note just to let you know that those are viewed by your counselors and actually become part of the public record as well for this evening. You do not need to do both in order to be heard. Typically on the night of a new counselor swearing in, we will take a recess, which as you noticed, we did not this evening. But typically what we do is we take a recess during the meeting to have a short celebratory reception. In light of popularity of tonight's meeting and the number of attendees, our new Counselor Nystrom has proposed an alternative celebration idea that will actually occur at our next meeting on the 26th and has a little bit of a fun new flair. So wanted to invite any of you back that are here for Counselor Nystrom to celebrate with her on the 26th. We will have that on the agenda